It really looks like something from here.
Does it?
Today's video is also sponsored by Keeps.
This is where the fun begins, buddy. The front suspension on the trophy car. We really want the twin I-beam setup, but just for out of curiosity, I wanted to see how much a Mazda Miata front end has. We found out it has 11 inches of travel on the front suspension. But we're not using this, we're using the hubs. So let's get the hubs off this thing so we can put them on the twin I-beams.
That's right, this is a nice option to have in our back pocket though.
Yes, if the twin I-beams don't work, I really think we can use this on the front end of that. It would be easier.
Yeah, definitely.
So the idea is that we're going to take the hubs off of this subframe, and this is a front subframe off of a first generation Miata, we think a 1991. So we can use the hubs, the front brakes, for the trophy cart.
Yeah,
Because we're going heavy duty on this because we're going to be sending it.
that's right. We're going to take some jumps with it, and we might have to stand on the brakes too to get her to stop.
Yes. That was like the biggest downfall of the cross cart, is that the brakes work, but you have to absolutely stand on them to get them to do anything.
Yeah.
So here's another improvement over the cross cart,
2.0.
in theory.
I got it! Finally. All right, buddy. Having fun getting those ball joints?
It's going to be even more fun because we don't have
Pickle fork. Pickle fork.
Pickle forks.
And we don't have any ball peen hammers here.
No.
All we have is the little claw hammers.
Yep.
So we're going to try to shock it and knock them loose. And just one of us is going to have our fingers crossed.
Yep.
Alright, this is roughly our track width, and these are our center mounts that we just basically welded in. This bar will go to this side, this bar will go to that side.
We're going to take a quick break from the project to talk about today's sponsor, Keeps. Back when I was in high school, I had this long, crazy hair. Partially because I played a lot of rock and roll, and partially because I knew I probably wouldn't have hair forever. My dad is bald. My two grandfathers, they were also bald. In fact, my mom straight up told me in high school, she said, "You better have long hair while you can, because sooner or later, you're gonna lose it." In fact, 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. But fortunately for men out there who want to keep their hair, Keeps offers scientifically proven treatments that can combat the symptoms of hair loss at a fair price, so you don't have to go broke to avoid going bald. Keeps has revolutionized the way men are treated for hair loss. The medication is delivered right to your door every 3 months, so you can say goodbye to pharmacy lines and awkward doctor's visits. It's important to note that prevention is key. Keeps won't work effectively on men who are already bald, and treatments can take up to 4 to 6 months or more to see results, so it's important to act fast. If you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/carsandcameras or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/carsandcameras. All right, let's get back to the build. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but we have this bent piece of coat hanger, which is simulating our I-beam suspension link, or one of them. So right about here is ride height, somewhere down here is full droop, somewhere up here is full compression. We do have some inwards and outwards movement, which is going to affect the width, the overall track width with suspension compression and release, but that's kind of a common thing with the twin I-beam setup, especially how we have it set up here. A lot of people stagger where the links are mounted to the chassis. We're going to leave it like this because it's simpler. Right?
Yeah, because we're not going to have it down low, which most people do have it. That's why it's staggered.
Yeah, exactly. Most people have it down low because they have an engine sitting on top of where it's mounted. We don't have that liability, so we can kind of mount our suspension links wherever we want. but we do have to live with the in and out motion. And if it's terrible, we can redo it.
Yeah.
All right, dude, we have the lower control arm bent. I originally meant for this to go down there, but I turned it around just out of curiosity, and I think with this bend over here, I can probably drop this down to a lower location, which is what I wanted in the first place, because, you know, the trophy trucks and stuff, all their suspension spots are down low, but of course they got way more ground clearance than we've got. We've got a small package, and we're trying to get a lot out of this small package. And we did a lot of looking around at trophy trucks online, trying to figure out the best way to do this. You know, this is our first time. We've never done a twin I-beam setup, and I want it done pretty right. So
Yeah, same here.
yeah, but there's still going to be a lot of experimenting, because this is, you don't see anything like this online.
No,
Not like
definitely not.
this.
So it's just a lot of kind of experimenting.
Yeah, a whole lot.
So let's figure something else out.
Yeah, man.
We just got a delivery.
That's right. It's the beginning of another build day out here on the trophy cart. But we just had a care package, the very first care package, shipment of parts from GoPowersports.com at our new headquarters, and it's a bunch of good stuff. We have a Monster Moto rolling chassis that we're gonna do something crazy with the new Tillotson 225 performance engine. We have wheels, tires, other performance parts. So let's get it all unpacked and out of the rain, stowed away, maybe upstairs or on the shelves over there, and we can see what all we have.
Alright, ran into a bit of a problem. The bottom ball joint mount on the Miata spindle is at probably a 30-degree angle, and I thought it was a 90-degree or 45, you know, straight shot for our Heim joints. Turns out we're going to have to do a little extra bend, a chop, and a twist to get her to fit. I wanted these pieces to be one piece, but, you know, it'll be fine, I hope.
It's a little bit cramped in here today because it's raining outside and we don't want anything sitting outside. So Ike is putting another, 5 degrees of bend
Another 5 degrees of bend.
into our I-beam. Then you're going to cut it, give it a twist, plug it, weld it back together, and just hope that it's strong enough. These really are tight quarters, huh?
Yeah, that's true. You want to go ahead and chop this one and just see?
Yep. All right, we have new I-beams bent, and now we're going to figure out if all this is worth it. Ready?
Yep.
It's about, that only says 90 right here. So it says 90 degrees, but it
Wait,
looks
right there.
negative, doesn't it?
It looks big time negative, dude. Oh, it's alright. It's all adjustable. It'll be adjustable.
Alright. So it looks like these new I-beams are going to work for us. We have camber adjustability in the window that we want for ride height. So Ike is just setting caster, and he's going to tack that second Heim joint to the I-beam.
Now what we got to work on is that upper piece.
Yep. So with this size tire, we're looking at 16 inches. That's from the ground. So we can go as much as 16 inches of compression, as long as we're not shock limited. Of course, we're gonna have a taller tire on this, so it'll be less than that, but
We are going to be shock limited. because we don't want this front of the cart to hit the ground. In
Yeah.
fact, we don't want the oil pan to hit the ground.
Yeah, so we need to limit this to about 9 inches of compression. Maybe even a little bit less.
How you hanging in there, man?
I'm hanging. How about you?
Why didn't we do independent suspension?
Well, because we wanted to try
Something different.
something different, and that's why we're doing this twin I-beam setup, which we can do it. They say it's easier.
It's not.
It's not.
Not for us.
It's not. But I think the main reason why people go with the twin I-beam system is because it's supposed to be marginally stronger than the independent front suspension. I'm brain dead right now.
Yeah, me too. A lot of thinking.
Yeah. So there's less moving parts on a twin I-beam, whereas you have like the cross cart. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pivoting points, not counting the shock or the tie rod. Whereas on this we have 1, 2, 3. That's half.
Yep. So we've had the camera off for a while just because this is requiring so much brainstorming. But this is what we have so far. I think it looks mean. Of course, we're going to have a taller tire on there. But we're looking at about 12 inches of upwards travel. Which, remember, our oil pan is only about 10 inches off the ground. So we're going to have to limit the amount of compression there with a bump stop or something. So we have the one of the I-beams in, and we're about to fish mouth and weld in our supporting piece, and then we can do the same to the other side. I think finally we have something that's starting to look cool and look like suspension.
Yeah. Now I will point out that we do have a little bit of a weak point, because this part of the bar right here is just a single bar, and we're going to 2 on that point, just to help support the upper part of the hub. You know, because this hub, it's a Miata hub, has an upper and lower ball joint. So we're tying into where the ball joints would be at. So anyhow, enough talking, let's get to working.
It really looks like something from here.
So the front suspension is tacked in, at least just over half of it is tacked in. Check out this travel. Here's ride height. It goes all the way up. We figured, what, 15 inches or something? So we have over a foot of compression, and then it can go, who knows, another 5, even 10 inches down. So we're definitely going to be limited by shock travel on the suspension, which is how I'd like to have it. On the cross cart, we're limited the other way around. We're limited on how we set up the independent suspension. So later on, if we want to put really expensive, fancy custom shocks in it for 20 inches of travel, we can totally do that on this build, which is awesome. So next time we're going to be adding these rear links that are going to support our I-beams here. And yeah, another couple things we need to point out is that the offset on these tires are totally different. That's why the front looks so much narrower than the rear. Hub to hub, it's pretty much the same width. It might be a ½ inch narrower in the front. Other than that, it's looking really good. Yeah, this has been quite a learning experience for me, just setting up the suspension for the first time. But I think it's looking awesome. This thing may look enormous, but so far it's only 2 inches longer than the cross cart overall. So we are within that kind of same overall size as the cross cart. But so far we're, what, maybe 3 times the amount of suspension travel compared to what the cross cart had. We have much bigger tires on the back, more horsepower, liquid cooled. So far we're ticking all our boxes and making this just kind of like an upgraded beast version of the cross cart. So I'm excited about what we've gotten done so far. We're still waiting for our shocks to get in. So subscribe to Cars and Cameras to stay tuned on this build and our go-kart and mini bike builds as well. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Cars and Cameras Reviews in between videos, and help support our channel. and our future builds by picking up a hat or a shirt or a sticker at cars-cameras.com. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. We'll catch you next time.
Check me out at Isaac. It'll be fine. Thank you, John. It's cool. It's cool. We're done. Bye, guys.